So we're gonna start onto our mats. We're gonna start in child's pose. All right, let's get going. Get yourself situated onto your mat. Bring your knees wide, bring the big toes together behind you, drop the hips down to your heels, and then just stretch the arms all the way forward. Allow your forehead to come down to the mat. Close your eyes. Shift your focus fully to your breath. Absorb your breath. Take full inhales in through the nose. And full exhales out through the nose. Guide your focus to your navel. And then gently pull the belly in towards the spine. Elongate through the lower back. And then start to stretch the fingers more forward. So you're lifting the forearms and the elbows away from the mat. Spread through the fingers. Elongate through the spine. Now wherever you are, open your mouth, create a nice audible exhale, release all the air out of the lungs, let it out, let it go. Creating that nice HAA sound. Then seal your lips and slowly start to pull the air in through the nose. Fill up the body all the way to the top, hold it there, sip a little more air in. Open your mouth, audible release, let it out, let it go. Good job, one last one, deep inhaling through the nose, filling up the lungs all the way to the top, hold it at the top, sipping more air in, really filling up the lungs, top, bottom, front, back, right side, left side, all four corners, hold it there. Keep the lips sealed, exhale out through the nose, release the air out from the lungs, let it out, let it go. Gaze up to your fingers as you blink your eyes open. Rise up into a tabletop position, all fours. Coming onto your hands and knees. You're going to go through a couple cats and cows. Dropping the belly, lift the tailbone, lift the gaze to the ceiling. Exhale, push the earth away, tuck the chin towards the chest again. Inhale, lift up the chest, lift up the gaze. Exhale, round, tuck the chin towards the chest. Okay, then come on back into a neutral tabletop position. Slide your hands forward, tuck your toes under. Lift your hips high. Find your downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet. Move out. Bend your one knee. Release the left heel down to the mat. Do it a couple more times. Crown of the head is hanging heavy. You're gazing back towards your feet. You're wrapping the tricep muscles down to the mat. Spinning the bicep muscles up to the ceiling. Creating space for your head, for your neck. Deep inhale through the nose. And exhale it out. With the next inhale, come on forward into a high plank position, top of a push-up. Plant the palms underneath the shoulders, gaze down in one spot, reach the chest forward, lift the thigh bones away from the mat. Hold it here. Bring your feet together, roll to the outer arch of the right foot and lift the left arm to the sky. Side plank Vashisthasana. Open through the chest with the reach of the left arm. Spread the left fingers away from each other. Feel the energy in your left fingers. Lift up from the right shoulder. Gently come back to center, high plank pose, roll to the other side, left palm down, right arm to the sky. Push the earth away with the left palm, reach the right fingers to the ceiling, tug the tailbone under and lift the hips a little higher. Good job, come on back to center, drop the knees down, tug the tailbone under, and then slowly start to come down to your chaturanga. Squeeze the elbows in, reach the chest forward, press yourself back into that modified high plank. You're going to do that 3 more times. Lower down just halfway, reach the chest forward, squeeze the elbows in. Exhale, push it back up. One last one. Lower slowly down, squeeze the elbows in. Keep the chest open, keep the back of the neck long. Push it back, high plank pose. Tuck your toes under, lift the knees away from the mat. And lift the hips high to the sky, downward facing dog. Walk your hand back all the way to your feet. Grabbing onto opposite elbows. Start to sway the body from right to left. Maybe gently tuck the chin towards the chest a little bit more. Stay there, hang heavy. Then bring your hands behind your lower back. Interlock the hands behind your back. Squeeze the palms together, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the fist to the ceiling, open through the chest. Release the hands down to the mat, slide the palms up onto the shin bone, and then reach the crown of the head forward. Now push the tailbone back, but push your shins into your hands. So you're really reaching forward with the chest. You're keeping the back of the neck nice and long. Now pull the belly in and squeeze the shoulder blades. Maintain, keep all that length as you slowly fold forward, come on back into Uttanasana. Then lift up the chest, toe heel your feet mat distance apart and squat down into Malasana. Opening up through the hips, bring the hands to your heart center. Push the elbows into your inner knees. Lift up the gaze forward. Deep inhale. Tuck the tailbone under, pull the belly in, lengthen through the spine. And then slowly release. Hands come down to the mat. Toe heel your feet back, hip distance apart. Walk your hands out, back into your downward facing dog, hips high to the sky. With the next inhale, bring your feet closer together. Lift up the right leg just halfway. As you exhale, pull the knee to your nose, round through the upper spine, through the chin to the chest, and gaze back to your right knee. Now lift the right shin bone a little higher, just gaze forward, and step the right leg all the way in between the palms. Good, then drop the left knee down, point the left toes back. Place your hands onto your right knee as you lift up the chest. Pull the belly in, allow the hips to drop down further to the mat. Lift the energy up to the fingers as you inhale, reach the arms to the ceiling. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, maybe sit a little deeper. Now bend your right elbow, place your left hand onto the top of the right elbow, and start to pull the right palm down in between the shoulder blades. Good, release, switch it out to the other side. Bend your left elbow and pull the left palm in between the shoulder blades. Open through the left fingers, opening through the shoulder. Good, release the palms. Release the hands down to the mat. Shift back, come on into a half split pose. Flex the right foot towards the face. Make that right leg strong and straight. Engage the right thigh, plugging the right thigh bone back into its socket, flexing the right foot to stretch out through the calf on the right side. And then come on forward, plant the left palm down to the mat and reach the right arm back behind you. Twist in your chest and maybe bend your back leg and reach back for your foot or ankle. Focus on the breath, slow it down. Release the foot, come on back. High plank, plant the palms down to the mat. Now tuck your back toes under and step your right leg back to meet the left, coming into a high plank pose, top of a push-up. Hold it here. Then slowly start to lower down halfway. Keep the chest long. Press back into a high plank pose, back into downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg halfway up. Reach back to the left heel. Pull the belly in. Exhale, pull the knee to your nose, round through the upper spine, gaze back to the left knee. Tuck the chin to the chest, see if you can lift the left shin bone a little higher. Then gaze forward and step the left foot in between the palms. Drop the right knee down to the mat, point the right toes back. And inhale, rise up, place the hands onto your left knee. Then lift the arms to the ceiling. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, sit a little deeper. Now, bring the left arm out to the side. Turn the left thumb down. Bend your left elbow, bring the arm back behind your back. Then bend your right elbow and reach back. Now you may find the fingers and the connection in between the fingertips. Or you just may find your shirt behind you and grab it onto your shirt, walking the fingers closer towards each other. Roll the left shoulder back, point the right elbow to the ceiling, and then see if you can sit down just a little bit deeper in this pose. Good, release. Now bring the right arm out to the side, turn the right thumb down, bend your right elbow, bring back behind your back. So your palm should look like this. Good, that's the right rotation for your arm. Then bend your top arm and reach back for your fingers. Maybe you find your shirt, maybe you find a full bind. Whatever you have, roll the right shoulder more back, point the left elbow to the ceiling, and breathe. Good, slowly release the hands. Hands down to the mat. Shift back, coming into a half split position. Flex the left foot towards the face. Pull the left thigh bone back into its socket. Make that left leg strong, feeling the stretch in your calves and your hamstring. Your hamstring runs all the way up into your lower back, so pull the belly in and make your spine even longer. Then rebend your left leg, right palm comes to the inside of the left leg, reach the left arm back behind you. Stay here or bend your back leg and grab the foot or ankle as you roll the left shoulder to the ceiling, opening up through the chest. Good, slowly release the back foot, plant the left palm, tuck your back toes under, step the left foot back for your high plank pose. Slowly lower down to your chaturanga. Of course, your knees can be down, press back, and downward facing dog. Hips come high to the sky. Deep inhale through the nose. Deep exhale through the nose. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, come onto a halfway lift, flat spine, reach the chest forward. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, reach the arms to the sky, rise up, lift up. Bring your hands to your heart center. Inhale, lift up the arms. Find the baby back bend, go across the arms, push the hips forward, lift up your chest. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step, jump back, go through your Vinyasa. Chaturanga Dandasana, up dog, downward facing dog, hips high to the sky. 3 breaths in your down dog, slow everything down. Rotate the triceps down. Gaze back in between your feet. Focus on your steady, slow breath in and out through the nose. Then gaze forward, inhale, exhale, step, hop, jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in deep. Inhale, reach the arms to the sky, rise up. Bring your hands back to your heart, Samastiti. Inhale, lift the arms up. Find that baby back bend, go pose the arms, lift up your heart, engage your glutes. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palm, step, jump back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Hold it here, 3 breaths. Maybe bend both knees, lift the tailbone higher. Make your way back into downward facing dog, hips high to the sky. Now come on down onto your knees. You're going to come down onto your hands and knees. Alright. Coming down onto your hands and knees. Palms underneath your shoulder, knees underneath your hips. Engage your belly. So this exercise is going to be all about the middle part of our body. So slightly round through the space in between the shoulder blades. Pull the belly into the spine and hug the front ribs back into the center line. So your entire core is engaged. Now we're going to practice lifting the right leg up and away from the mat without moving into your middle. So that's not happening, right? We're keeping that lift. This is no, this is yes, right? Alright. Flex the back foot. Turn the right pinky toe down to the mat. Lift your right inner thigh slightly higher than your outer hip. That's going to square your hips. Pulling the belly in. Now the big challenge is going to come. Can you lift up the left arm without dropping the front ribs down to the mat? So pull the belly in and slowly start to lift the left arm up and away from the mat. Bring the bicep to the ear, thumb towards the sky. Pull that belly in, hold it here. Good job. Slowly release the palm, release the knees down to the mat. Good. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So first, fix the middle part of your body. Pull the belly in, lift up those front ribs, keep the belly engaged. And slowly, how slowly you can, lift the left leg, focusing on the middle part of the body the whole time. Lift the left leg more from the left inner thigh. Rotate the left outer hip down to the mat. Now re-engage your belly, lift up those front ribs. Good, now keep the front ribs lifted. Don't let them hang down towards the mat. Slowly shift the body weight to the left palm and slowly mindful to lift the right arm up and away from the mat. So if you don't want this to happen, you want to keep that lift into the middle part, right? Gazing down, hold it here, lengthening through the whole body, from the back here to the front ribs, through the front fingers instead. And slowly release the right palm and the left knee down to the mat. Slide your palms forward, tuck your toes under and lift your hips high for your downward facing dog. Now inhale, lift up the right leg to the ceiling. Exhale, bring the knee to your nose, round through the upper spine. As you inhale, make a flat spine and tap the right knee down. As you exhale, pull the knee back to your chest. Inhale, tap it down, flat spine. Exhale, round the spine, pull the knee in. Tap, inhale, exhale, round. One more. Tap, flat spine. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, your right leg high to the sky. Exhale, step it all the way through to low lunge. Keep the back heel lifted. Come up onto your fingertips. Now, for some of you guys, if this is not an easy pose to be on your fingertips, this is a great place to grab a block and place the fingertips onto that block. Or if you have 2 blocks, you can frame the front foot and then come on onto your fingertips. You can also choose to be on the high block if that's what you need. To choose a position for you, what your body can handle. Pull the belly in, keep the belly an inch away from the right thigh, and then slowly keeping the core engaged, just fly the arms back behind you. Now as you lifted the arms, our right hip wants to swing out to the side. Pull the right hip back and gently guide your left hip more forward as you lift the left inner knee away from the mat. Your left leg, your back leg is so strong and straight. Bend your right knee a little bit more. Then reach the left arm forward, turn the palms towards each other. Hold it here, lengthen through the spine. Then switch the arms, right arm forward, left arm back. Now keep the right arm forward, reach the left arm to meet the right. If this is too much for your lower back, keep the arms by your side. Lengthen through the spine. And then reach the arms back behind you. Now we're going to use that block. If you don't have the block, maybe use the book. If you don't have a book, don't worry, the fingertips can still go down to the mat. So ideally, you're going to grab the block on the high end and you're going to place it a foot in front of the right big toe. You're going to keep the right hip hugged in, engage the back leg, and come on into a modified warrior 3 pose. So you are putting some weight onto that block or book in front of you, but not a whole lot. You're still keeping the core engaged, and you work on making the hips perfectly leveled. So most likely, you're going to have to hug the right hip in and rotate the left pinky toe down to the mat. Lift the left leg from the left inner thigh. Hold it here. And good. Then slowly start to bend your right leg. Turn the back toes inward. You're going to land in warrior 1. So make sure your back foot is in a warrior 1 position, and inhale, lift up the arms, warrior 1. Right leg forward, left leg back, lift up to the ceiling, with the fingers, lift up from the belly, from the waistline, but drop the hips a little deeper as you guide your right hip back, the left hip forward. Now bring the arms by your side, and reach your chest forward. Same thing here, can you hug that right hip back into the center line? Can you lift the left inner knee away from the mat and engage the tricep muscles to squeeze the shoulder blades together? Take a deep inhale. Stay here as you exhale. Then inhale, lift up the arms. Place your hands onto your hips. Step the back foot in for your pyramid pose. Turn the hips forward, shoulders forward. Then bring the hands behind your back. Grab on opposite elbows, maybe fists against each other, or a full-on reverse namaskar with the hands. Pull the right hip back, engage the right thigh, take a deep inhale, lift up the chest. Exhale, start to go forward, just halfway. Keep the back of the back of the neck long. Pull the right hip back, like I'm placing a strap around your hips and I'm pulling your hips back and up. Engage your right thigh and slowly start to melt your forehead down to your right shin. Now re-engage the muscles onto your back, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Feel the opening through the shoulders. Then interlock the hands behind your back, squeeze the shoulder blades together even more. Lift the shoulders away from the ears, lift the fists to the ceiling, and bury your forehead into the right shin. Then release the hands down to the mat. Either walk your fingers more forward and bury your forehead into the right shin, or just frame the right foot and bring the forehead as close as possible to the right shin. Stretching out through the hamstring. Good, then gaze forward. Either grab your block or bring the fingertips down to the mat. Shift the body weight to the right leg and start to lift the left leg up and away from the mat. So now it's like similar than a modified warrior 3 position. Our fingertips are down to the mat. Maybe your hands on the block if you needed that. You're squaring the hips, but you're trying to go into a standing split pose, lifting the left leg higher and higher as you melt the forehead towards the right shin. You don't have to go too deep, just feel that nice stretch. Then step to the top of the mat, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, arch the halfway lift. One more time, exhale, fold forward. Bend your knees, going into chair pose, Utkatasana. Sit down deep into your chair pose. Bring the hands to your heart center. Shift the body weight back into your heels. Tuck the tailbone under. Good, then bring the arms in front of you. Turn the palms towards each other like you're holding a block in between the hands. Then bring the arms a little bit wider and slowly start to lift up the arms. So you created a V shape with the arms. That's going to help you to relax the inner shoulders away from the ears. And then feel how you're reaching from the outer armpits all the way to the pinky. Sit down a little bit deeper. Bring your arms by your side, reach forward with the chest. Drop the hips a little deeper, drop the thighs a little deeper, squeeze the shoulder blades and lean with the chest more forward. Allow the hands behind your back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, inhale, exhale, keep the bind, slowly bring the forehead down to the shins as you straighten out through the legs. Good, release the hands down to the mat, halfway lift. Plant the palms down to the mat, step or jump back, go through your vinyasa and make your way back all the way into your downward facing dog. Then lift the left leg halfway up. Reach back to the left heel. As you exhale, bring the knee to your nose, round through the upper spine, tuck the chin towards the chest. See if you can lift the left knee a little higher. Good. Hold it here. Gaze forward and step the left foot all the way in between the palms. Come on into low lunge. Good. Now come on into your fingertips or grab that block, place it onto the middle or hide, whatever you need. We're trying to make the spine, your spine, the extension of your right leg. As you keep hugging the left hip back to the center line. Now no matter if your fingertips down into the mat, onto that block, it doesn't matter. You want to keep the weight away from that block. So try not to put all the weight onto that block, keeping the core engaged. Good, now lift the belly 2 inches away from the left thigh and fly the arms back behind you. Guide the left hip more back, turn the right hip more forward. Lengthen through the back of the neck. Now turn the palms towards each other, squeeze the shoulder blades even more. Then bring the right arm forward and reach the left fingertips back. Then exhale, you switch. Left arm forward, right arm back. Belly strong, keep the left arm forward and reach the right arm forward to meet the left, or keep both arms by your side if you're feeling that in your lower back. Lengthen through the neck, lengthen through the spine from the back here to the fingers. Then inhale, slowly rise up, all the way. And fact, no, come on back. Good, bring the fingertips down to the mat, my bad. We're going into the modified warrior 3. That felt really weird. All right, so bring the fingertips onto that block. Squeeze your left hip in. Keep your right leg strong and start to lift the right leg from the right inner thigh. Same thing when we practice, down onto our knees. Try not to put all the weight onto the book or to the block. Keep that lifting sensation from the right inner thigh and reach the chest more forward. 3 more breaths here. Keep the core strong, reach with the sternum with the chest forward. Roll the right pinky toe down to the mat as you lift the right inner thigh to the ceiling. Good, then slowly bend the left leg, there we go. Turn the right toes out, we're gonna land in warrior 1. That feels more right. Hug the left hip in, keep the right leg, your back leg strong, and inhale, lift up the arms. And up. Guide your right hip forward, pull the left hip back. And sit down nice and deep into your warrior 1. Reach to the fingers, drop the thighs a little deeper. Hold it here. Good job. Then bring the hands to your hips. Straighten out through the left leg. Step the right foot in for your pyramid pose. Guide your right hip forward, pull the left hip back, bring the hands behind your back. Grab onto opposite elbows, reverse namaskar, anything what you did on the other side. Wake up the muscles onto your back, squeeze the shoulder blades, pull the left hip in, and slowly start to go forward halfway. Reach with the sternum forward, pull the left hip back into its socket. So your left outer hip muscle should be nice and strong here. And slowly start to bring the forehead down to that left shin. You can bend your left knee if you need that. You want to protect that hamstring muscle on the left leg. But constantly engage the left outer hip and lift the thigh bone, the left thigh bone back and pull it into its socket. Feel how you're guiding the energy from your feet all the way up to that hip socket. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Then slowly lift the arms up, interlock the hands, and then squeezing the shoulder blades together, find a nice opening through the chest. Maybe bring the forehead a little closer to that left shin. Good job. Then release the hands down to the mat. You're going to fold forward. You can walk the fingertips more forward, bury the forehead into that shin, or maybe even using that block, or just the hands going to frame the left foot. And then lift up the chest. Grab that block if you need that, or bring the fingertips down to the mat. And then you're gonna come into that standing split pose, but try to square your hips this time. Keeping the fingers down to the mat, start to lift the right leg from the right inner thigh, and then start to bury your chest down, bring the forehead towards the left shin. It doesn't have to lift too high. Feeling that stretch in your left hamstring. Maybe straighten out to the right leg a little bit more. And as you exhale, step to the top of the mat. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in nice and deep. Come back into chair pose, Utkatasana, lift up those arms. Bring the hands to your heart center, sit down deep. Then twist to the right, hook the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Press the palms together, lengthen through the spine. Place your right palm onto your lower back sacrum and lengthen out from the lower back. Squeeze the knees together, then maybe join the palms together, pressing into all 10 knuckles, lifting the gaze to the ceiling. Good job, come back to center, inhale, lift up the arms, bring the hands back to your heart center, stay deep into your chair pose, and then twist to the other side. Place your left palm onto your lower back sacrum, lengthen out from the lower back, and rejoin the palms together. Reach the crown of the head forward, lengthen through the spine, press those palms together, those knuckles together, and twist. Good, inhale, come back to center, lift up the arms, exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Then, coming onto your tippy toes, then drop the hips down, so your hips are aligned with the knees. Now you can keep the fingertips down to the mat, or maybe lift up the palms, balancing on your toes, holding here. Pull the belly in for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower down. Come on all the way down onto your back. Good job. Now bring the knees onto your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Roll to right, roll to left. And then let's grab that block. Hopefully you have a block and not a book, a heavy book. That would be very bad. So let's do it this way. Block is optional, all right? You're gonna grab that block. You're going to release the left leg into 45. You're going to keep the right leg strong. You can also bend your right leg if you need to do that, but try to guide your right knee right over the right hip. Good. Then you have that block. You press it in between the hands like that. You can even keep the fingers open, and we're going to lift up that block out to the outside of the right heel. Now you know what I was talking about when I said a book, right? Shh, a book can be heavy. Shh, keep going. 10, shh, 9, shh, a little bit higher and slower. 8, keep going. 7, shh, good. 6, shh, 5, shh, 4, shh, 3, shh, 2, and 1. Hold it up, hold it as high as you can. Steady hold, lift the shoulder blades away from the mat, lift a little higher, and hold it there. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release it down. So if you don't have a block, or don't have a book, or you don't want to use them, you can always interlock the hands and create that steeple grip, releasing the index finger, crossing the thumbs. Alright, other side, left leg high, right leg into 45, grabbing that block or book, and lift. Shh, and lift. Shh, and keep going. Shh, come on. 6. 5, shh, 4, shh, 3, shh, 2, shh, and 1. Now lift it up and hold it there. Come on, steady hold. Let that belly shake a little bit. Feel that muscle. Come on, let's go a little higher. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Hug the knees onto your chest. Good job. Now we're gonna lift up the legs. Bring the fingertips behind our head, behind our ears, and we're gonna crunch up. Good. Now lift the shoulder blades away from the mat, hold them there, and slowly start to release the right leg into 45. Good. Then lift the right leg back up. Slowly start to release the left leg into a 45. Good. Again. Left leg high, shoulder blades are lifted. Exhale, slowly release the right leg. Keep the belly pulled in. Don't let the belly to pop out. Good. Keep going. Left leg down. Shh. And back up. Good. Now keep the shoulder blades lifted, crunch up a little bit more, release the right leg halfway, and then bring the left leg to meet the right pointer toes, and maybe reach the arms forward and hold it there for the last 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug the knees onto your chest, give yourself a squeeze, give yourself a hug. Alright, we're gonna rock and roll back and forth onto our mats. We're gonna come back into chair pose. So see if you can stand up without touching the mat with your hands. Oops, chair pose. Good. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, sit down a little bit deeper. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, arm the halfway lift. Exhale, blend the palms, step, jump back, go through your vinyasa. And make your way back, downward facing dog. Inhale, your right leg halfway up. Exhale, stepping all the way through to a low lunge. Keep your back heel lifted. Inhale, rise up into a high crescent lunge, Anjaneyasana. Reach the arms to the ceiling. Pull the belly in. Sit down a little bit deeper. Bring the arms in front of you. Twist to the right. Open twist. Reach the right arm back. Left arm forward. Deep inhale. Sit down deeper. Exhale, twist. Then release the right arm at the back of the left leg. And lift the left arm to the sky. Feel the stretch. More on this left side body all the way to the left fingers. Good. Then come on back. Bring the hands to your heart center. Reach the chest forward. Pull the right hip back and twist. Hold the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Press those palms together. Opening through the chest. Lift up the left kneecap away from the mat. Reach the energy back to the left heel. Good, and release the hands down to the mat. You're coming back into that low lunge. Now you're going to grab that block again. We're going to come up into a warrior 3. So your block's down onto the mat. Your book is down onto the mat. Whatever you have, lifting the left leg from the left inner thigh. Am I still in the camera? There we go. Alright, now you're going to start to experiment to lift the arms away from the mat. Hug the right hip in, maybe micro bend the right leg. Keep your lifted left leg strong, pull the belly in, come up onto your fingertips, and reach the right arm by your side. Good, then release the right fingertips down, keep the belly engaged, lift the left arm up. Good, now you can switch the arms one more time, or try to lift both arms away from the mat and balance in your warrior 3. Your standing leg can be bent, that's absolutely fine. I'm protecting my hamstring muscle, I'm keeping it bent, that's totally fine. Taking a deep inhale. Exhale, release the left palm down onto that block. Place the right hand onto your lower back sacrum and twist. Reach the right arm to the ceiling if you like. You can keep the right hand onto your hip or lower back if that helps you to elongate from the spine. With each inhale, you focus on the length. With each exhale, you twist a little deeper. Keeping the back heel lifted. Guide the energy back to the left heel. So good. Now slowly bend your right leg and step back into pyramid pose. Good, you're gonna rise up. So in pyramid pose, both legs are straight. You're turning the hips forward. Now we're gonna go into a twisted triangle. So if you need the block, you can use the block in this pose as well. Right hand onto your right hip, left arm to the ceiling. Guide your right hip back and start to reach forward with the left arm. Gaze down, find that nice long spine. Then slowly twist. Grab that block, place it possibly to the outside of the right foot. Left hand onto that block, right hand onto your lower back sacrum. Twist again from your rib cage, from the waistline. And maybe add the arm. And watch the right fingers. Make sure the right fingers are the extension of the right shoulder. Taking a deep inhale. Exhale, release the hands down to the mat. Coming to a second set of standing split. This time I encourage you to open the hips and maybe allow the left leg to come a little higher. Or if you like to go into a little bit of a balance, you can use this time to practice your handstand. A couple hops, maybe by the wall, maybe you find a little air time eventually, if that's the right day to do it. We're gonna meet at the top of the mat in a forward fold. Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Now if you want to add an arm balance, you can add a little crow pose here. Hands down to the mat, hips are high, knees onto your triceps. Maybe just working on leaning forward a couple of times, just like that. Teeter totter forward. Or maybe you feel enough strong today to maybe lift one foot away from the mat, or maybe both feet. If you find a little air time, see if you can jump back into your chaturanga, low chaturanga. Maybe belly flop. Inhale, strengthen those legs. Exhale, push it back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips high to the sky. Good, inhale, your left leg high, oops, high. Exhale, step it all the way through low lunge. Coming to that little low lunge here. Keep the back heel lifted. Reach with the chest forward. Oh, so good. Find that nice long line in the body. And make sure you have the block somewhere available for you at the top of the mat. Inhale, lift up the arms, rise up, high crescent lunge, Vinyasa. Sit down nice and deep into your lunge, bending the front knee more. Bring the fingertips in front of you and twist. Reach the left arm back, right arm forward. Twist from your waistline. Reach the right finger forward, the left arm back. Soften the left shoulder away from the ear. And release the back arm down onto your right leg and reach the right arm to the sky. Open up, feel that lengthening from the right hip all the way to the right fingers. Maybe sit down a little bit deeper. And then come on back to center, lift up the arms, bring the hands to your heart center, lean forward and twist. Hug the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Turn your chest, press the palms together. Lift the right knee away from the mat. Focus on that steady, slow breath in and out through the nose. Nice job, and slowly we're gonna rise back up. Step the back foot in, coming back. I totally missed a couple things. All right, we're gonna go back. All right, we're gonna come back into the high crescent lunge. So come with me to the high crescent lunge. My bad. All right, now from here, coming forward, we're gonna come back into that modified warrior 3. Lift up the right leg, reach the chest forward. Warrior 3 position. All right. Now from here, we're gonna go into that twist. Right palm stays down, left arm, left palm comes onto your lower back sacrum, and then slowly twist and turn in your chest. There you go. Lift the left arm to the sky. Watch the left fingers to make sure that the extension of the left shoulder. Opening through the chest. Reaching the right heel back, lifting the right kneecap away from the mat. Pull the belly in and twist. Good, now slowly bend your left leg and step the right foot back. Now you're gonna rise up into that pyramid pose. Square your hips forward, turn the right hip forward, guide the left hip back. Now lift the right arm to the ceiling, pull the left hip back, and slowly start to lean forward and reach forward with that right arm. Keep pulling the left hip back as you reach the right arm forward, and maybe grab that block and come on into that twist. Keep the left palm onto your lower back sacrum, lift the right hip bone higher, drop the left side hip deeper. Pull the belly in and lengthen through the spine. Feel the engagement in your left thigh. Feel how you're rooting down through the feet. And add the left arm, reach the left arm to the sky. Make sure the left fingers are the extension of the left shoulder. Taking a deep inhale. Maybe exhale a little bit deeper. Good job, release the hands down to the mat. Second set of standing split. You're gonna reach the body weight forward and start to lift the right leg high to the sky. Now open up the hips slightly, feel that opening in your hamstring. Or you can come to a second set of a little arm balance. And maybe see if you can swing those legs up. And maybe find a little air time. Keeping the legs engaged, the belly's engaged. We're gonna meet at the top of the mat into a forward fold. Uttanasana. Separate your feet hip distance apart. Grab onto your big toes. Lift up the chest as you inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Uttanasana, all the way down. Lift the shoulders away from the ears. Push the elbows out to the side. Pull the upper body closer to the lower body. Good, then slowly release. Plant the palms down to the mat, step back into a high plank position. From your high plank position, come on down onto your elbows, onto your forearms. Push the forearms down to the mat, bring your feet together, side plank down onto the elbows. Right arm down, left arm to the sky. Push the hips a little higher, tuck the tailbone under, lengthen to the back of the neck, flex through the feet, stack the left hip on top of the right. And then slowly come on back. Left elbow down. Right away, go to the other side. Right arm to the sky. Open through the chest. Reach the right arm to the ceiling. Stack the right hip on top of the left and flex your feet. Focus onto the breath. Good job. Slowly come on back to center. Then drop the hips. Drop the belly down to the mat. Come on into Sphinx pose. Press into the tops of your feet. Forearms pressing down to the mat. Squeeze the shoulder blades. And peel your chest forward. Keep the glutes engaged. Lift up the kneecaps. And use the energy of the legs to keep helping the chest to open up even more. Good. And then slowly come on back into that forearm plank position. Lift the knees and the hips away from the mat. And hold it here. 5 breaths. Just simple hold. Try to keep the gaze down at one spot. Imagine you have a block in between the inner thighs. You squeeze in the block, engaging the outer hips. And slowly come on back down. Now we're going to grab that block. Again, hopefully you have a block. And then we're going to frame that block with the thumb and index finger. Again, if you don't have a block, the reason we have the block is to prevent the palms to come closer together. So we're going to keep the wrists and the elbows in the same line. Alright? So press the forearms down. You have the block. That's going to help you with that. You don't have the block. You just have to focus a little bit more to keep the forearms just like that. Good, then tuck your toes under, come on back into the forearm plank. And then start to walk your toes in towards the elbows. Bend both knees, lift the tailbone higher, lift the chest away from the mat, hug the ribs into the center line, lean towards the spine. Good, you can hold it here in your dolphin pose, or you can start to lift the right leg up and away from the mat. Again, lift from the right inner thigh. Keeping the left knee bent, that's fine, but try to straighten out to the right leg. Then release the right foot down, lift the left leg up and away from the mat. Turn the left toes down, lift from the left inner thigh. Keep that left leg strong. See if you can straighten out to the lifted left leg. Good, and release the left foot down to the mat. Walk back into forearm plank and hold it there again for 5 breaths. Gaze down in one spot onto the mat. Try not to move the gaze around. Lift the thigh bones away from the mat. Hold it here. 2 more breaths. And release the hips down. Sphinx pose once again. You can do simple Sphinx pose by pushing the forearms down. You can also add a leg at a time, bending your right leg, pulling it down. You can get the regular arm variation, a fancy arm variation by flipping the fingers around, pointing the elbows to the ceiling. Switch sides if you lift it or bend the right leg, bend your left leg this time. Turn the chest more forward. Try not to open the body out to the left side. You're encouraging the chest to turn forward, and you're just bending one of the back legs, this time the left one. Nice job. Slowly come on back. Alright, so we're going to start to go into we're going to go into forearm balance. Alright, this morning I'm a little bit all over the place, but we are going to go into forearm balance. So if you have a block, it's a great thing to use, having that block. And as I showed you, this goes just like that. You're framing that block. That just helps you to keep the forearms and the elbows in one line, so your palm's not going to start to go inward. If the palms go inward, you put too much pressure onto your shoulders. You try to keep the forearms parallel to each other, all right? So grab the block if you have it. If you don't have it, don't worry about it. And walk over to a wall where you can actually swing your legs up. So I'm going to practice this. Dolphin pose to forearm balance. Pincha Mayurasana. There you go. All right, my Sanskrit came back. Come back into that forearm plank. And then walk into dolphin pose. Good. Now gaze forward. And then shift the body weight to the left leg. Lift up the right leg. Start to practice just to swinging the right leg up and down. And then bend your left leg, because your left foot is going to be the one you're going to charge and lift the right leg up. So let's give it a try. A little charge. And a little charge. And maybe you find a moment and both legs are lifted. Maybe you can bring your feet together, push into those forearms, pulling the belly in, and find a little air time. So practice that on the right side. And if you need to take a little break, take a little break. And practice that on the left side. So for all of us, there is one side that's stronger than the other one. So let's see. I'm going to try it on the left side. it's a little more awkward. So for me, it's easier to swing with the right leg, apparently. But try both sides. And when you upside down, pull the belly in, so you're not creating that big banana shape in your lower back, pulling the belly in, lifting from the lower spine, and also making your legs super engaged. Like you're trying to shoot all the energy up to the ceiling, bringing those feet closer together, engaging the thighs. All right? Couple more moments to play with that. If none of these are a good option for you, you can start holding your forearm plank for a little bit longer. That's the best way to strengthen your upper body for getting real ready for all kinds of arm balances, just like this, or even crow pose or any other arm balances. All right? Maybe one more try. Now if you're by the wall, you're gonna bring the feet against the wall. I'm not enough close to the wall. And then slowly see if you can lift the feet away from the wall. And maybe bring them together. Good job. Slowly release. Come on all the way into child's pose. Stretch the arms forward. Open through the knees. Let the belly come in between the inner thighs. Press the forehead down to the mat. Good job. Come on back up. Bring your knees together and open up the feet. You're going to come into hero's pose. And this is a great place to use a block. So you can place the block in between the heels and sit down onto that block. That gives you a little bit of a lift, so it's not so harsh onto your knees. If you don't have the block and it's too much for you, then don't do this. This is too intense for the knees if your knees cannot handle it. You can go into a simple low lunge and practice that position. That's a really nice open up here. All right, otherwise, your sit bones are either down to the mat or deep down onto that block. Your knees come close together, but basically the center of the knee should be the extension of your femur bone. So it's right in the middle. They don't have to like aggressively push together. Your toes are pointing back. You can place your hands onto your feet and sit upright. This could be already a great stretch for you, and you can stay right here. Now you can also bring your hands behind your back and then push it into the palms, lift the chest, and maybe lift the hips away from the mat. Hold it there for a couple moments. And release the sit bones down to the mat, and you can all go all the way back onto your back. Again, that's just an option. So if you feel fine staying here, you're already feeling the stretch, stay right there. You don't need to go all the way down, especially if you feel some kind of a weird discomfort or pain into the body. Otherwise, you can lay down and can bring the arms up and overhead, grab on opposite elbows, tuck the chin to the chest. We feel this opening for a little bit. If you went to low lunge, make sure that you switch in between the two sides. You do right leg forward and then you do left leg forward. Good, and gently rise back up. Going all the way back. You're going to come into camel pose, Ustrasana. Bring the knees hip distance apart. You can tuck your toes under and then lift the heels a little higher, or you can keep the feet flat. Place your hands onto your lower back. Fingers pointing down, squeeze the shoulder blades together and start to lift up your heart. You can stay right here, that's a beautiful pose. Maybe drop the head back down further so you're opening through the throat chakra as well. Or maybe you're reaching down with the right fingers to the right heel, with the left fingers to the left heel. When you get the connection, you find the connection, you're going to push the hips more forward, like there's a wall in front of you and you're trying to push your hips into that wall. Then squeeze the shoulder blades together and open through the front part of your chest. Good job. Supporting your lower back, come on back up all the way to step. Bring your knees together, sit down onto your heels. Now grab your heels, reach down to your heels, tug the chin to the chest, tug all the way. So you're creating that throat lock, that Chaturanga, and then slowly start to roll down, like a little roly-poly. Bringing the forehead close to your knees, the crown of the head down towards the mat. And then you're going to start to straighten through the elbows and lift the hips high. Now hold on to your heels so much that your crown of the head is almost not even touching the mat. You're pressing the feet down to the mat and you're stretching out through the spine by lifting the hips away from the heels. Good job. Now slowly using your strong core, come on all the way back up. Lift up your head, sit down onto your mat. Stretch the right leg out to the side, bring the sole of the left foot into the right inner thigh. Stay upright, flex the right foot to the face, place the right palm onto your left knee, left fingertips behind you, twist and turn. And come back to center and twist to the other side. Place your left knee to the outside of the right leg, twist in your torso. Good, come back to center and slowly walk your fingers forward as you turn over your right leg and melt your upper body over the lower body. Let the left knee to fall away from the body. Open enough through that left hip joint and melt your left shoulder further down to the mat. Rise back up. You can grab a block here. You can place a block to the right inner knee. Place the right elbow down and lift the left arm to the sky. You can absolutely do that without the block. Your hands can be down to the mat. Or you want to go deeper, your forearms can go down to the inside of the right knee. Point the right toe to the ceiling, lengthen out from the left side body as you press the left sit bone down to the mat. Good, and come back to center. We're going to switch it out. Left leg goes out to the side. Sole of the right foot comes into the left inner thigh. Release the right knee away from the body. Sit up nice and tall. Left arm, twist to the right. Flex the left foot, energize to the left leg. Lift up from the lower back. Come back to center, twist to the other side. Right arm to the outside of the left knee. Twist, keeping the spine long. Good job, come back to center, turn over the left leg. Walk the fingers forward, melt the forehead down towards the shin. Soften the right knee away from your body. Soften the right shoulder down to the earth. Good, coming back to center, you can use the block or the hands down onto the inside of the left knee and reach the right arm up and over. Or you can come down onto your forearms if you like. You're going to go a little bit deeper. Just constantly pressing the right sit bone down to the mat, elongating through the right side of your body. Good, come on back. Bring the soles of the feet together. Baddha Konasana. Sit up nice and tall. Pull the heels close to the sit bones. Let the knees to fall out to the side. Lengthen through the back of the neck. Tuck the chin towards the chest. Pull the belly into the spine. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, lean forward. Push those elbows into the inner knees. Then round down, bring the forehead down to your toes. And feel that stretch. Rise back up. Open the legs out to the side. Turn the toes to the ceiling. Knees up towards the ceiling. Sit up nice and tall. Stay here. If you're having trouble sitting upright, you can just simply stay here. Work on that upright position, really pulling the belly in and maybe bending the knees or bring the legs a little closer. That's going to help you to keep your spine long. If you're comfortable in a wide-legged position, about like 90-degree angle in between the legs, you can place a block right close to your sit bones and then reach your belly over that block. That's going to help you to elongate from the spine. Now watch your kneecaps, watch your toes, flex your feet and turn the toes up to the ceiling as you reach the arms forward and melting all the way down. I love using the block here. That's really helping me, reminding my lower back to get longer, to reaching out from my lower spine. I feel a deeper stretch. Beautiful, slowly come on back up. Now bring your feet together, stretch them all the way long. Sit in Dandasana. Inhale, lift up the arms. And exhale, fold forward, Paschimottanasana. Lift up the chest, inhale. Exhale, melt a little bit deeper. 3 breaths right there. Bury your forehead in between the shins, your chest onto your knees, your belly onto the thighs, flexing your feet. Beautiful job. Slowly rise back up, bending the knees, rolling back down onto our mats. We're going to come into a bridge pose. Now I'm going to encourage to do a little supported bridge pose, but if you don't have the block or you don't want to do supported, you want to do a little bit more active, 3 sets, bridge pose, real pose, whichever you like. Starting now, lifting the hips up. If you want to go with the supported, you're going to grab the block, and for most of us, it's the medium height of a block. You want to slide right underneath your lower back sacrum, that triangle shaped bone in between the hip bones. And that's going to support your hips nicely. Now if you're like, yes, I want to do supported, but doesn't do much to me. It's me. It doesn't do much to me. I like to lift up the block all the way to the highest end. Now that I feel a nice stretch in my lower back. Turn the palms to the ceiling. Then you can keep the knees bent or you can stretch the legs all the way forward. And again, if you're choosing to do an active pose or you don't have a block, you can just do 3 sets of bridge pose. Interlock the hands underneath the body. If you're doing the 3 sets, try not to keep a long break in between the sets. Nice job. And when you're ready, everybody, knees are bent, pressing into the soles of the feet, lifting the hips away from the blocks. If you have the block, come on down onto your back. Bring the soles of the feet together, let the knees fall out to the side. Supta Baddha Konasana. Butterfly pose onto our backs. Good job. Pull the knees onto your chest, give yourself a squeeze. Then cross the right knee on top of the left knee. And then grab it onto the shin bones, pulling those knees away from each other, pulling the feet away from each other. Gomukhasana. You can also reach from the inside of the feet, grabbing the outer edges of the feet, and then pull them away from each other like that. I'll show you from the side. This, how it look like. There you go. Okay, then slowly release. Cross the right knee on top of the left knee. Bring the arms into a goalpost. Shift the hips over to the right and let the knees to fall over to the left. Feel that deep stretch. You can go for a full bind with the feet if you want. Feeling an even deeper stretch into your lower back. Gazing over the right shoulder, turning the right palm to the ceiling. Good, then come back to center. Cross the left knee on top of the right. First Gomukhasana. Either grabbing those shin bones, flexing the feet and pulling the feet away from each other towards your shoulders. Or reaching from the inside of the feet and grabbing the outer arches of the feet. And pulling the feet away from each other towards those shoulders. Keeping the spine long onto the mat. Tuck the chin to the chest. Nice work. Then release. Left knee crosses over the right, arms into a goalpost, shift the hips to the left, and let the knees fall over to the right. Maybe finding the double wrap with the legs, feeling a deeper stretch into your lower back, and gazing over the left shoulder as you turn the left palm to the ceiling. Good job. Gently come back to center, hug the knees onto your chest, giving yourself one more squeeze. And coming to a happy baby, soles of the feet up towards the ceiling. Grab them behind the knees or reaching from the inside of the knees to the outer arches of the feet. Hug the knees onto your chest, give yourself a last squeeze, a last hug. And stretch the legs all the way in front of you, lay down onto your mat for your final Shavasana. Turn the palms up towards the ceiling. Soften the whole body down to the mat. Relax your fingers, your toes, your feet, your palms. Relax your arm bones, the muscles around the arm bones. Relax the legs, the shin, the thighs, the calves, the muscles around the legs. Relax your hips. Relax your inner thighs. Relax your belly. Relax your internal organs.